Hello, my name is Dr. Shambles, and today we have another Purple Enel gameplay, but today we have a topic of conversation, and that is the not new now, you guys probably already know all about it, which is the emergency ban list that banned qu-asar and Borsellino in the same deck. This helped us a lot, obviously. And what we're here talking about today is exactly that. Like, I think that ban list kind of puts Enel in the undoubtedly best deck in the format because of that. But I also think that because of that, people now can play more tech cards to deal with Enel. And that's what I wanna showcase you, no, not showcase you, maybe I will show you guys in future videos, but this video here right now that you guys are seeing the gameplay is not really me versus counters. Don't get me wrong, I do believe Kuzan has a good time with Enel, depending on how he plays, and so, like, but how I was saying, like, because Enel now is the top 1 deck, like, no questions, I think it's safe to assume that it is the best deck in the format. People will be taking cards on their decks to just counter Enel, and there are a lot of simple decks that just help the matchup a lot. There are also some decks that go very, like, under the radar that can in fact deal with Enel. In my opinion, and this is my opinion only right now, Kuzan can actually deal with Enel. He will be doing a misplay here. I'll just tell you guys when it comes. But right now he's playing perfectly. Like, I kind of took the lives there and he punished it with Isho. I didn't want to take anything from my hand. I already knew Isho was coming, and so I just, you know, I'll come if he does play Isho. If he does have it in hand, I'll decide what to discard then. That's pretty much it. But yeah, and for example, Kuzan, I think it's one of the decks that can in fact keep up with Enel depending on how he plays. Yellow obviously can still keep up with Enel even without out combo. I don't know what I guess I took the. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, Yellow can still somewhat keep up with Enel because of the triggers. I also think, for example, Green can keep up with Enel. Like, there's so many tech on Green, it's insane. And so, oh, we actually drew into the third Enel there. We got very lucky. I shouldn't have discarded the other Enel there. But whatever, we got it back. And so it's just a matter of time before people start taking in those decks, because Enel is definitely, again, the top 1 deck. And I also think, like, people that don't tech into Enel just have an insane ego, maybe that's the word. I don't think that's the word I'm looking for, but I've heard some people think, oh, I'm not gonna tech into Enel. If I need to tech into a deck, then that deck is broken and should be dealt with. Really? I don't think that's the way to think about it, you know. Emu was like the top OP13 in OP13. Like, I think OP13 was one of the most meta-defining moments, because there was 3 decks that were the definitely the meta there. And so, alright, so here, by the way, he just made the misplay, which was attaching 2 Dawn into Isho and swinging onto Enel. The only problem I see with Kuzan into Enel is if you don't play Garp into something else on your 8 on turn, and you do like this, the Ice Time, then you'll be in very big trouble. Because the idea here would be play Garp, like swing with Kuzan, play Garp with something else, maybe Kuzan to stop 1 attack. You take lives, he would be at 1 life there. You could counter the Ohm and Enel swing pretty easily. And then after that, he could use Garp, Isho, and whatever the other target was that he would play to swing onto my lives. And since he did take away a lot of my hand resources with Isho, then he could pretty much set up 1 turn setup game, use Ice Time to set up game, like not set up game, but like almost set up game, or 2 set up game depending on my hand. And then he could just use Ice Time to stop 2 Enel swings for my turn, And that would be it. That would be it. But he decided to stop the 2 NL swings right away, but now he has no board, which to me will be 10 times easier to punish, because now he needs to keep playing Ice Time no matter what. Like, if he doesn't play Ice Time, that's game. You know, because I played all of the 3 NLs pretty much on curve, you know. But yeah, on curve, what I mean on curve is second turn you go to 6 ton, after that you kind of like to play NL after NL after NL, just chain 3 NLs, and after you set up the 3 NLs, you're good to go. But yeah, and so I was saying, OP13 was like mad at fighting in terms of power creep, and so I think is you need to accept there'll always be a meta, and you'll always, if you really love a deck and you really want to have go with the deck into locals or something, or you really want to try and make it work, you need to tech into those top decks. And right now, one of the most the deck that's taking the most attention out of people is definitely Enel since this ban, and so it's not really that hard to tech into, to be honest. Because again, we are very strong. Like our I'm not saying NL is not super strong. Like the flexibility that it has is insanely strong. Yes, but still, I still think people find a way to tech, and I'm thinking about making a video of just telling you guys tech cards that you can play in your decks. For example, my ace deck right now actually has some tech cards. For example, just to give you an example, the Shumbles from Law. Just 2 Shumbles, and that is enough. Like, the ace strategy to chain the blocker bird goes well, and then you only play the Shumbles when you need, if you need it, and then you take care of the NLs, because once NL loses his NLs on the board, it gets so much easier, like, to play the long game, and you need to play the long game with NL. So decks that do usually go for the long game will have an easier time with NL if they learn how to deal with the 6 cost NL, either is the blocker one or the secret one. And Shumbles is a red event that's doing very well against NL. Another one is Honest Impact, by the way, but that costs so much stun, it could hurt you. Another card that I found out that it's on my ace deck list right now is Chunks, the Rush Chunks that gives minus 1k power to everybody on your opponent's field. That, because he has Rush and he does take away 1k, it makes him have really good pressure to take away cards from the NL hand, and once he dries up the NL hand, then it's easier to... What the hell? Okay, well, you better have another Ice Time there, buddy, or that's attached 4 swing will cost you. But yeah, okay, sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Shanks also helps. Obviously, he's a particularly harder body to drop because he does cost 10 don, but if he stays on the field, he'll be very, very hard to deal with for NL, by the way. Even using Divine Departure on it to take it away, you take away many resources to deal with that, and that's not usually optimal. You know what I mean? On green, you have the Carrot, for example, you know. Oh, I think I went a bit... I mean, I didn't go overboard, actually. He stopped my 2 NLs there, so yeah, I guess 16. If he wants to use the Peasant Pack to defend this and all of these cards in hand, that would be fine. He actually does. Okay, sorry. But yeah, green has Carrot, for example. When you drop her and every time you swing, you stop a 7k actually, 7 cost or less from your opponent, so you just froze and he stays rested. That is incredible against NL. It makes NLs right now, some of them are dropping for re. I didn't because of this. He also has the Electrical Luna, for example. That's very popular right now. So yeah, I think if people do look into techs, then then NL should be easier to deal with. Obviously, all of these decks will not be like a 4 of, like I don't think you should be playing 4 of Garrett, 4 of the Shambles, 4 of the Shanks. Maybe if you're playing Roger, you already have that in your main deck. For example, Roger right now does not have that much to deal with NL, because if you do tech something to deal with NL, then you'll be that you could hurt your consistency. What you could do is use Divine Departure. Since all Rogers you can use Divine Departure to take away an NL. That would cost you 5 Dawn, no 6 Dawn, because you have to have a Dawn attached, and then you can play 4 cost something maybe. I guess the best thing to do would be, once you already have a big body set up, to start doing such things. I don't know what you could play. Maybe Uta, like if you have a 10k body, you could play with the 4 Dawn, you could play Uta just to have a blocker there. But you would have to change the Divine Departure, so yeah. But yeah, I think there's a lot of tech. One tech that is very sad to go because of rotation is the 10 cost green Doflamingo, by the way. That would help a lot against NL. It does cost 10 Dawn, yes, but I think it would be one of the best decks. You do still have the 10 cost purple Dofi that is played on purple Dofi. That can do the same. By the way, purple Dofi, another deck that I do believe does very well into NL. And so what? Okay, he's taking his time. He's thinking. Okay. And so I think he could come back a little bit more. He never really, at least on my locals, he never really left the meta. Like, there's a guy who plays with him all the time, and he always does so well. So yeah, so I never saw it go away, but I think he became less popular in other places. But he's a very strong deck against Enel as well, because of his leader ability and because of that 10 cost Dofi, obviously. The only hard time I believe he has is finding the curve to just play the first 8 cost Dofi to like spam board, to then have board to pressure while dealing with NLs with freezing it, maybe baiting some cards from my hand here and there. But yeah, another deck, and this deck is the ultimate counter to NL, and a deck that I don't see people play, and definitely the deck that needs to come back. You know, if I see people complaining, oh, NL is too oppressive, I mean, just play Moria. Yeah, we grabbed the other NL there, so I can, I would let go of Ori there. I guess I let go of Satori. Yeah, okay, she's already at 7k power, so yeah, we're not gonna be able to... I'm just gonna deal with that Pacifista. I know he doesn't have blocker there because he's still at 1 life, but with that, it's just to take care since we already have the tech to deal with it. I rather deal with it sooner rather than later. But yeah, Moria, the black-yellow Moria, is just... There's nothing NL can do against that deck. Like Perona, and the fact that the leader effect keeps KOing Perona, and then every single other card that he plays can bring back Perona, or the triggers bring back Perona, you know, and then he keeps healing himself. You know, it's just an impossible deck. Like, you need to be a very bad Moria player or a very newbie to the deck to lose into NL, by the way. I've played against people that do know the deck, their Moria deck, and love the deck to bits, and I can tell you, like, it doesn't matter how many games I play against them, I just can't win with NL. It's just too much, because they spam boards, and most of that board that they spam is just stopping our NLs from swinging, and then they're drying our hand because of the insane amount of attacks that they have. And all of a sudden, they'll like take every single life, they don't care, and all of a sudden it's just like Moria, boop, +1, leader effect, boop, +1 life, and they just keep, you know, cycling like that. But yeah, what's he thinking here? I actually loved how this guy played the Bonney. He made himself keep going, like he was... I never saw Bonney do that, actually. I haven't seen a lot of Bonnies. I think Bonney also has a pretty good chance against NL, but I think it's like Kuzan, it kind of requires a bit of a better skill check. You know, you kind of do need to know exactly what you're doing with the deck, with Bonney and Kuzan, to actually punish the Enel at the best of your possibilities. Okay, so yeah, I shouldn't swing with, yeah, I'm just gonna deal with Kuzan right now. Yeah, we let go of Marie. Ooh, we got another kitten with that. But yeah, Bonney is definitely a deck that can also deal with Bonney can deal with Enel, yeah. I think, because when I was playing this game, I was thinking this guy can destroy me at any time if he plays this right. If he plays his cards right, because he has an insane amount of hand, he could in fact actually change the game around. But I think by now, the game has gone too long and already set up the second Enel, and he didn't really set up anything of value in his board besides the Borsellino, which I dealt with. I also got kind of the perfect hand here. I kept seeing everything that I needed on top deck, so yeah. It's too bad for him. The reason I dealt with Bonney with the leader swing here, by the way, guys, is because of this. This Shura swing is going to be 7k into 7k, which will take one card in his hand. Then Enel will take more card in his hand. And Bonney next turn cannot swing into Shura. So we can, in fact, keep abusing Shura. Or he spends his leader swing on the Shura, which then means he doesn't really go into our lives. And if he does that, we just play Ohm in our next turn, set up a small body once again, attach everything to leader, swing with Enel, and freeze Borsellino once again with Lightning Dragon over there. Yep. There you go. That blocker, by the way, is very interesting. That Sentumaru. I never saw that card. That card may be very good into Bonney, actually. I don't think he got that much value here. I think this deck list of this Bonney is too defensively, and he needs more, by the way. Bonney didn't even reach 10 down yet, we're already threatening game. That's also a problem, I think Bonney took lives too rapidly with its effect. I think that's the fine line to countering Enel. It's to know when to take lives with your Bonney. It's okay to accelerate your leader effect into 7k, but I think since I do play those Enels that are 10k, it could be a very big risk to just take it recklessly. Also, I just remember another deck that could be very good against Enel, which is Yellow-Black Luffy. That deck can actually do very well, especially it has gotten so many buffs. I actually need to see what people are cooking with that deck. Oh, that actually... Ooh, I just got an idea. Sorry, I kept saying ooh. Okay, he played Zoro. So this is the first big body that he actually plays, and now he can deal with Shura. At the same time, he can attack my lives. But at this point, I think it's too late, because he didn't, as you guys can see, he didn't really regenerate any lives. So now I'm just gonna use my 2 NLs to dry his hand up, and then next turn I should be able to go for a game. Even if Bonney heals, I should be able to still go for a game. But yeah, let's see what he does here. He's probably just gonna go Zoro character rush into Shura, then Bonney into lives. Like, I don't think Bonney can really needs to leave that done up, because Bonney definitely has that event that gives 2k and then decreases 2k on a character. 2k counter and then decreases 2k power on a character or leader. No! Actually plays Pacifista. So Pacifista right now is a leader. It doesn't really matter. We have Eltor. Now Bonney cannot swing onto our Enels. I don't think she would anyways. I think she would go for... She needs to start decreasing my lives slowly. We take that. It's okay. So we can do something here. I would play Ohm. I don't know how much counter he has in hand. Yeah, I think I could have played Pudding. Actually, no, it's the same. Yeah, I play Pudding still. Oh, we got another Eltor. Yeah, and we would freeze the Borsellino, then just attach a lot into Enel, then leader effect attach into the other Enel. And then he actually, by the way, you guys can try and stop the video there. He actually didn't have counter. Even if he didn't play that Pacifista, leave it in hand to be a 2k counter and have 1 down up for the event. He still didn't have that much counter in hand, which is insane, by the way. It does make sense. I mean, Bonney does not need that much counter. It's kind of like Roger, because she would be at 9k, but because of our Enels are insane, we actually managed to, we would manage to close that. Now we have a the last game is against Nami. Nami was and still is kind of one of the decks that we still have most problems with. This was after the qu-asar ban, so I wasn't expecting the qu-asar to be in this deck. I don't know if she was playing the qu-asar, by the way. I don't think so. Yeah, like the Thriller Bark package is insane against Moria, by the way. So I think yellows might start playing for it to deal with Enel as well. That is also a counter deck. All right, we have Enel here, so yeah, we can do some things. We don't have a Bamaragan to stop Marco there, so Marco is also an insane card for the blue, because if Holly is dropped like I just did, and you have Marcos, you're just gonna keep drawing 2 every turn, and that is not bad. I'm gonna go 8. He should block this. Yeah, there's no. Holly is like one of the best cards in NL because of this. Like you need to break. They need to block. They need to stop that attack most of the time, or else we just accelerate the game. I take an Eltor. I think, yeah, no, actually Eltor would have been better. Yeah, it's the best. I do like Sanji because if she tries to attack into our Holly, Sanji is the only 2k counter we actually can use to protect Holly. In case you don't know, every single one of our events that are 2ks, you had a blocker. Actually, it didn't matter. I'm dumb. What am I saying? Yeah, we had a blocker, so it didn't matter. Okay, my bad, man. But yeah, in case, just, you know, this is good information anyways. All of our events that give us 2k counter are not actually 2k counters for everybody. They're just for the NLs. So NL character and NL leader. So that's why Sanji even rose a little bit more in popularity. He was already a good card to have. Just because at some point he becomes a 3-cost blocker that is a 6k, which is really good. But he kind of rose in popularity because of Holly, because we do want to protect Holly and Ohm, and so having extra 2ks is not bad. Also, we have all of the other bodies that are 1ks. Did I stop my own? No, it's still going, sorry. I guess I'm thinking what to do here. Or I was answering something on my phone. Whatever it is. But yeah. So, like, having extra 2ks and using the 1ks, like putting Satori and such to protect our 6k bodies, that, as you guys can see right now, Holly became a 6k with Ohm, and which becomes easier to defend. At some point in mid to late game, you don't protect it because it's already done its job. It kind of took double life, or it took so many cards in hand that you can't really, that you can't ask for more value, so you need to know when to let it go. Right now, she can't do anything because I played another blocker NL, and now I'm gonna be playing a searcher NL. Oh my god! We actually... Oh yeah, wait. Yes. He has Hawk back there. Now we need, I think we need to attack. We can do that, yep. Let go of Kitten, I guess, yep. Get rid of that, yep. And attack with, yeah. And attack 10k to try and get a double attack here. Because Hawkback will stop out one of our NLs. I kind of wanted a Divine Departure here, not gonna lie. He takes double life, that is fine. We could swing with NL into lives, the one that he doesn't freeze / stun, and then Yeah, he didn't use leader effect. He just took, and so that will prompt me to get one card over his hand. It's still good, by the way. Like, I know she became a 7k, but it's still good. We got value out of our Enel leader swing, because if she went to 7k and took that life with well, I guess it would have been the same, but obviously we want to take away as many cards in hand as possible. We take that. Oh, okay. We did get Divine Departure, but now he has 2 Borsalinos. We counter that, and it should go 10 into our Holly. Yeah, we let it go. That's fine. We're very low on cards in hand right now. Oh, we're gonna be a pain in the ass here. Alright, it lets it go right away. That's actually incredible. Not gonna lie, that's actually incredible. I wasn't expecting that, for him to let it go so easily. He just... I'm gonna go 10. Oh, he has no Dawn attached. Okay, so this is gonna be... Wait, he blocks? Ooh, that's... Okay, we're just gonna clean that up. Yep. We're just gonna clean every single... sorry. We're just gonna clean his board, because Nami should only be able to play 1 body per turn if she wants to play the best body possible. If she plays mid-range here, I'm fine with it, to be honest. There you go. This Hancock is also a good tech for the Enel. So there you go. I kind of forgot about it. 4, so that's 9 into us. We take that, obviously. We could... Oh! Another Enel. Yeah, I'm playing that. I'm playing that to search a bit more. I think sure should go... We go 5 here. This gonna take 1 card in hand to make the leader effect, obviously. We go 10. I'm gonna use leader ability. You should counter this. Okay, that's bad choice, because now you're gonna take a 14. Now you need to counter this. No? Okay, then I think you lost. Oh! Lucky. A plus a card. Marco, okay. There you go. We place authority to draw. We actually draw into a 2k. That's the perfect outcome. So now I don't think he can... Oh, wait. No, he can't. He can't stop. He can't finish game. I think I'm gonna take here to bait it out. To bait out the Marco swing. Yeah, I think... Oh, wait. No, we're fine. We're fine. We're completely fine. We're fine. Yep. There you go. And now he can go 9k. Yeah. Okay, no. I made bad calculations there, I think. I risked... Ooh, I risked too much there, actually. Because if that last life wasn't a 1k counter, I would have lost. Thank God it was a 1k counter. It didn't need to be Bamaragan. As you guys can see, we'd have just 0 cards in hand. Okay, now we can, in fact... Yeah, I'm gonna go 7k. I'm gonna take 2 cards out of his hand. I think I can go 10 here. This should take 2 cards. Yep. Then I think I should go an 11. That's 3 cards. Okay, then this one will go through. Okay, no trigger. Ooh, I risked a lot in this game, actually. I messed up. I accidentally gave the attachment done to him, but it didn't matter here now. Ooh, that could have been bad if he got a trigger that would play Piranha there. We would actually lose. But everything went fine. That was a pretty close game. It did work out, the fact that I baited the Marco swing, but if I didn't get a 1k, I think I made the wrong calculations there. I thought I already had the counter, so taking that wouldn't matter. You'd just be more counter, but I didn't. I actually needed the counter there, a 1k counter there. But I remember at the time I thought I already had the counter anyways, so yeah. But that would be fine, you know, to try and risk to have a 1k from life. But I think the numbers that I went were very bad. I think I should have done better math there to end the game in a more optimal way. But yeah, everything worked out, thank God, at least. But yeah, this was the video. These were the discussions we had today about the ban list. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe and comment what you think of the video. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.